What's good, everybody? Welcome to Echo 4. It's your boy, the Mad Prince. I'm gonna be your moderator for today. Everybody else, go ahead and introduce yourselves one time.
What the fuck was that?
It's your girl Drea.
You make noise if you wasn't going to introduce yourself.
That's why I was confused then. I'm like, no, I'm gonna jump in like it's jump rope. Like
I
it's
was
jump
just
rope.
laughing. I didn't mean for it to be that loud. Anyway, your boy can't sign.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So we back at it again with another video. One brought about the bullshit I like to ensue. And if you seen like the last video that I kind of modded, you know why. Dragon Ball Z versus Yu Yu Hakusho. Boy. Anyway, we got every Echo 4, including Dinosaur Girl here. What was that, Dinosaur Girl?
All of Echo 4. I don't appreciate y'all.
Hey, I'm about to mute Dinosaur Girl. Wait a minute. I'm about to mute her ass.
I understand. Let it go. Let it go.
Wait a minute. I edited that shit. I made that shit short. They was going on for a while. I trimmed it.
Man, I knew y'all was a real one.
I trimmed it for the time.
Just straight, bro. Y'all a real one. Y'all was clowning me in the video. I wasn't even in.
Hell yeah.
Y'all continue.
Yeah. The reason why it's so funny is because you said it was such conviction. That shit was like, God damn. Okay. Brittany, why do you think Dragon Ball has the better setting?
Because there's dinosaurs. And I love that.
I say all stupid shit with conviction. I said it.
That's not the flex you think it is, Brittany. I think you need to dial that shit back.
Like a true Leo.
It's okay. She
Yes.
said I said that with my chest. I'm committed.
With my fucking chest. Continue.
Commitment.
Do some push-ups. Anyway, yeah, we back at it again, and we gonna talk about some more shit. This time around, we gonna talk about that age-old question that weebs always have when it comes to Western animation. Is it anime or is it cartoon? Because they say it's a difference, so on and so forth. Give me a second. Hold up. There we go. Yeah, we gonna present this shit in a way that's just gonna be, I don't know, kind of game show-esque, more or less. And as usual, you saw the way that I did that last video. So basically, I'm gonna tell you a title, and I want y'all to fight it out. I don't fucking care. Like basically just bullshit and fuckery galore. That's
And so you gonna spit out a title and there's no whole bars.
Nope, I want to hear this bullshit, and I'm gonna reserve my judgment because I literally just came here to see the world burn. So that's
You're
what
not
I'm about.
going to stroke the flames.
Of course I am, but I'm just that's literally watching to see the world burn. That's
Okay.
yeah. Okay, first title. This is probably not much of a surprise to anybody. Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I'm rolling in Legend of Korra into that shit as well. Is it anime or is it cartoon? Go.
It's a fucking cartoon. I said what I said.
Yep, cartoon. Cartoon.
That's a cartoon.
I had so many people just want to call it an anime, and I'm you fucking.
Yeah, it was like that meme was like, is there that? No. Want to, but like nah.
I think Anime House did a whole little like skit about Aang being confused if he was gonna be with the cartoons or he was gonna be with the anime. So it's just like it's a topic that us nerds do talk about. I can see why people would call it anime because of the anime style, but you gotta kind of think about what is anime.
But what is anime?
Exactly. Some people have different interpretations. For me, anime is any like animation coming from Japan. Avatar did not come from Japan. But sometimes people think anime style of drawing, which Avatar looks like, looks like anime style, drawing. So it's just like, I don't know. It's really your interpretation of what anime actually is.
Yeah, but what makes anime is the style or is the content? That's really
I think it's
really
content and cultural influences.
But Avatar is as Asian as anything else, so how is it not anime?
I just wonder, like, I'm trying to ponder if any of conceptually, if anything else is Americanized about it. Like how Aladdin is not, it's like 101 Tales, but has such American elements that is like, is not 1000.
All right. Well, first of all, that's Disney. Disney literally rapes other people's cultures. Let's not get into that argument. So all right. So
but no, we got to think about it though in a way. Like I get your connection to it because when you think about
I didn't make a judgment. I'm just arguing the point to get more out of y'all.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like anime. You think of just like it comes from Japan. It has like the Japanese storytelling and their style of drawing. And I feel like Avatar did a great job at like amazing world building and character development, which I can see why people be like, well, it's like anime because like think about Naruto, think about all like the big shonen one where the world is built up. They don't do that for Family Guy. They don't do that for our shit. It's just like every episode was episodic episodes for Western cartoons. So that's why I can see why people say it. I just don't believe it.
Family Guy should not be a comparison point. That's a comedy.
I know. It's definitely a comedy, but like, we don't have a lot. Like a lot of our cartoons is like slapstick.
But then, like, we have other cartoons like Young Justice, for example.
But think about the ratio of those type of cartoons versus what we get, like, what we actually grew up with. Like, it's mostly comedy-based cartoons, and then it's like the real, like, Teen Titans and Justice League and all of those stuff. Those are like an anomaly. Like, they're very rare to come by.
I guess that's
because they ain't making as much money as they would like them to make with merchandise and replay value.
So in the context of this, what happened if a American studio was outsourcing work to Asian company, more Japanese company? Because I think Avatar, some of the shit got outsourced to Studio Ghibli, which is Japanese. So would you consider that?
A lot of our shit gets outsourced.
So would you consider that anime or not? Yeah, because it's Japanese made.
Because pre-production was done in America. Exactly. I'll put it that way. A lot of American TV series are outsourced. The only thing we do in house are features, and even then we might outsource some shit because it's way too much rendering time.
All right, so y'all say that Avatar is cartoon.
Yes.
Cartoon.
All right. Okay. All right. Teen Titans. Is it anime or is it cartoon?
It's heavily anime inspired. I'll give it that. Anime inspired, but I'll call it cartoon.
It's a cartoon. It's 90% anime, but at the end of the day, it's still a cartoon.
Oh, why? Elaborate on that.
That's some fucked up math you just spit out right there, my nigga. Well, it's 90% anime, but at the end of the day, it's still cartoon.
It's 90% there to be an anime, but
you would be a terrible drug dealer, Joe. Imagine if you had to keep the count. Your drug dealer would have smoked your ass, boy. I swear to God.
Or a smart one, depending on how well you could juke people. But
nah, nigga, the math. Nah, nigga, this is remedial level shit you just spit.
He made 110%.
No.
So 90% of it is anime.
I say 20. But I was just saying, in general, like it's so close to being considered anime, but it's just not there, not quite at the finish line for me.
But why?
Because
I'm curious, like I want to know why do you think so?
What do you say, Brittany? Is it anime or is it cartoon?
Cartoon.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Explain why then.
Because it goes back to the question of what is anime, and I feel like that question is kind of diving into like kind of two areas, like the old school, the old ways of thinking of what is anime, and then kind of like a new age like anime, which is where I feel like the age we're actually starting to really move into, which is why we're asking this question a lot with several shows from recently and also new ones coming out, is because we're transitioning from what is traditionally considered anime, which is animations created originating from Japan. And if you think of from that logic, like I will never consider Teen Titans that, even if it was heavily made by like studios in Japan, at the end of the day, if it's released as an American content, then it's not going to be considered anime for me. But that's the old school way of thinking, I would say. But like I said, now the way we thinking of what is anime, the way we're defining it, is evolving, which includes a lot of new content coming out, which I'm excited for.
anime is very popular, and you know our capitalistic society is
baby.
Hey, oh y'all like Naruto? Bet we about to make some shit that look like that shit. Like it makes sense. That's a good point, Ken. That's a good. We are definitely evolving.
Seems to me that the only reason why you are naming this shit, that y'all naming this as like it being cartoon, is the fact that it wasn't made in Japan. Yeah, but like, is it aesthetic? Is it like what happened if they made a series that took place in Japan with it about like and like
Yasuke.
Like Yasuke's an anime.
You know what? No, let's no. Let's not dust off that old chestnut. Let Yasuke die. Let Yasuke die. So if it's American made, but the anime, the content took place in Japan, would that make it an anime, or would that still be cartoon?
Man, questions are hard. Cause that's
welcome to Echo 4, motherfucker.
I don't think setting would apply for me. Even if the setting took place in Japan.
All right, so by unrelated logic, you've all played Final Fantasy, right? Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy has a habit of taking a lot of inspiration from European influences and shit. Would that make it less of a JRPG versus like Final Fantasy X, which had way more Eastern influences in its setting?
Look at you with these good ass fucking questions.
I literally just thought of this. Wow. This is what I do. This is what I do.
Like I said before, I would think the setting of the content really makes a difference.
Wait, it does or it doesn't? I'm sorry.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Because I mean, what's to stop a Japanese studio from making content like completely Western setting? You know,
Attack on Titans.
So by that logic, what happens when a Japanese studio makes an adaptation of an American comic book? Because it has happened. They did it with so many fucking Marvel series. They did it with Batman. And like that whole Batman Ninja bullshit. We ain't gonna talk about that. Is it anime because it was made in Japan, or is it cartoon because it's American centric?
Is it anime Japanese anime take on it? It's like the upcoming Star Wars anime.
But that's not the question. Is it anime or is it cartoon though? Does the creator define what it is? What that is? Does the setting define what that is? Does the content define what that is? Why would you judge this as anime or cartoon?
You say more from the creator base because the creator is created in anime style. In anime format, but the content
is American though.
Even if the content is American, we have American content, or American stuff that's content from other places, but is Americanized. We're not gonna give it that, but
I would say this. They made an anime version of the Powerpuff Girls. Would I still consider that a cartoon? I don't think so.
First of all, I consider anything related to Powerpuff Girls a hot mess. Let's be real.
I'm just saying, it's an Americanized concept. Whoop ass girls turned Powerpuff Girls. They had a whole anime Powerpuff Girls.
They had nubs. They had literally nubs for hands and feet.
Not in the anime though. They really fleshed them out, and they're pretty much like, I think they're like magical girls. So that would consider that anime.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a very anime thing. That's a very anime thing to do. Make them into fucking Mahou Shoujo and shit. Okay. All right, moving on. Next title. Samurai Jack. Is it anime or is it cartoon? Because in this case, it has some Japanese centric influences, but it's American made. Granted, it takes place in the future with a lot of magic and a lot of tech and bullshit in the dystopian future, though. But the main character is heavily inspired by Japanese shit. So, would you consider that to be anime, or would you consider that to be cartoon?
Ken, I'm curious on your answer based on the previous answer. What do you think?
99.
99% what?
What?
No. Hey, stop using numbers. We already proved you can't count. Make a choice.
It's almost there. I would say it's probably the closest thing it could be to actually be anime. I'm saying from a purist concept of like what is anime. It's like it has to originate, I would say, like to the point of, like,
I mean, I didn't watch Samurai Jack. From the clips that I've seen, and my brother was a big fan, and so I would catch like a few episodes here and there. To me, it didn't feel Japanese. It felt like someone was trying to recreate a Japanese aesthetic, a Japanese person. But like, to me, it just didn't feel Japanese versus like, I would even say Avatar feels a little more anime than Samurai Jack. Hot take, but I feel that way.
I would consider it a cartoon. I think enough of the stylization remind me a bit more of Hanna-Barbera. And, you know, also you still get aesthetics from TLAB. So you have a very Americanized, American individual. Influenced by other things, but he still have other concrete things that are more, I guess, contingent to out west. And also with anime, I think it's like it treats it like a cartoon. You have episodes that aren't really, episodic. It's slapstick. It's silly. Each episode works on their own. They have replay value similar like Teen Titan Go. It fits our not really narrative, but just how we operate. Not the word I'm talking. It fits our blueprint. Well, how we market shit.
I wouldn't consider slapstick like combining slapstick and
not
action
like Looney Tunes,
to be.
but
I wouldn't consider that to be completely American centric because stepping away from cartoons for a minute, Jackie Chan is known for that same exact shit, and he incorporated a lot of comedy into his fighting. Granted, it's not cartoon, but even the films he made, it's still an Eastern Asian film, but he took a lot of inspiration from Western influences. So couldn't the reverse be possible?
I mean, that's technically what we're talking about now, though. He had influence, but it's heavily still Western based and how Western marketing and all that jazz. Okay. So I still consider it a cartoon.
So just based on what, aesthetics or content?
I would just say the growth of the overall artist who did this is very Westernized. So I would call it a cartoon.
Okay. All right. One question though. Has anyone seen Shin-Chan?
1, 2, 3. To be a man, you must have honor, and a penis.
No.
I saw a few episodes.
Would you consider that anime, even though it's made in Japan? Because that shit don't look like stereotypical anime. Because
I feel like it's on its own. Like it's anime just because it comes from Japan, but it's a divergent of like what we think anime would be.
But that's the point I'm trying to make though. Like what defines anime? Is it the style? Is it the content? Is it the point of? Is it what it talks about? Is it the point of origin, so on and so forth? Because like I said, like
we're in a split where like there's an old definition and a new definition. Right now, a lot of these content we're going from talking about, we're defining more from the old definition, where like it has that kind of necessity where it has to originate from Japan. Where I would say the new realm of definition that we're moving into includes a lot of these shows where like they're breaking the barrier of like I was saying before, like it's some of these shows like Teen Titans, like it's so close to being anime, like as far as like as relation to the content and the flow and things, like, but at the end of the day, it's still source is an American produced content, so like it's technically not anime for me in the old sense. New sense, it probably would be.
All right, so let's get this straight now. You define anime based on where it's at. Brittany, you define anime based on what? Where it's at, or what the content is, or what's involved in the content? Which would like how do you define anime?
Uh-oh.
Yo, is she frozen or what? What the fuck?
Yes, she is.
What the fuck? All right.
Elsa?
Wow. Damn.
You were too for a bit. That's why I didn't try to react.
I'm like, damn. I
was like, it was like for a second, like,
Hold up. Okay. God damn it, Brittany. All right. So, Brittany, what do you consider to be anime? Is it the content? Is it the point of origin, where it came from? Is it the style? What is it?
Would it be a cop out if I said it's a little bit of all of that?
Damn it! You have to explain it.
Okay.
You have to explain it regardless.
I watched a lot of anime in my lifetime, and it seems that anime or Japanese storytelling tends to be a little more introspective, a little more deep, a little more about the characters' struggle, you know, like almost like film, right? Like how film's supposed to be. Then it's the style where it's just like, it's clearly either it's anime or anime influenced. And what was the other one you said? The style.
Point of origin.
And if it's from Japan. I feel like it's a little bit of both. And I feel that Avatar Last Airbender is the closest Western cartoon that I could call an anime.
So you falling, but you change your top? Are you changing your decision?
No, but I wouldn't argue with somebody that said it was. I still consider it a cartoon. But if someone's like, no, I consider it anime, I wouldn't argue.
No. This is Echo 4. You put your nuts on the you put your nuts on the table and say how you feel. We don't do that maybe shit. Like oh, she my friend, but she nerdy, but I'm not gonna say what she said. No, fuck that.
What I said.
Make a choice. That's what we about. Say what you say.
Anime is a combination of a lot of things. And if you hit most of those things, I would consider you anime influenced. Not anime, because you're still not from Japan. I think that's a big part of me.
Anime, all right, so
it gotta be from Japan.
Saying anime influence is a cop out on this video. So it's either anime or it's cartoon.
I don't live in no black and white world.
Well,
I live in a gray area.
Motherfucker. What's good?
I can't. I'm sorry. You want me to be honest to myself? You want me to be honest? That's how I feel. I feel like there's a lot of gray area to this conversation. And I think that anime is really subjective to the person who is consuming the content. So
wow. Fine. Okay. All right. So nah, that's the most honest shit I heard all fucking day. All right. So we just all right, we gonna move past Samurai Jack. All right. I got another title.
Samurai Jack.
No, I mean, technically we were, because you know someone has shitty internet. So there we go. So moving past Samurai Jack, I do have another title here. Very clearly anime influenced. Even if the animation is a little shitty. RWBY from Rooster Teeth.
Damn.
Is it cartoon or is it anime?
Oh, I can't comment.
So
I know
much,
that one.
Oh,
so
yeah,
much,
okay.
so much. It's so much. It's so good. It's so much like anime, but it's not, and I hate it. But yeah,
Because of that?
what is it? By who?
RWBY. It's literally called RWBY.
So remember?
I never watched it.
Oh, you should watch it. So the creator Monty, rest in peace. The one who created Haloid and the Dead Fantasy animation.
Oh, I watched
YouTube.
Dead Fantasy.
Yeah, this is his creation, and it is so good. I really like the world.
We'll have to talk on this.
Go
one.
ahead.
Yeah, we can talk about it. But yeah, it's still cartoon.
Why? And this shit looks hella anime to me, looking at these pictures. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so RWBY, also, just so close, but it's still, because like it checks off so much, so heavily influenced, even the art, from the art style to like just in the setting, everything. But it's not originating because the production studio is American.
No, that is the actual factor for you. Like, if it's not from Japan, you don't consider it an anime.
Because what anime originally is, it was their way of actually having their own Hollywood, because they didn't have the money to actually produce full-blown live-action movies. That's what they use 2D animation to make these stories. That's why anime is so much more in-depth, from the shows to the movie to the full-blown movies, because there's actually their Hollywood,
their way of expressing,
of creating the AAA content but instead of live action, it's all animated.
But anime is just
And it goes back to what I
direct
was saying before.
translation to just cartoons, animated things, animated
Translation.
show.
I mean, and that's what people who try to sound smart do with an argument. But I'm like, when you list anime, they ain't list shit that was made out west. They're gonna list Naruto first. They're gonna list Attack on Titan
They
first.
are, but I'm actually curious, and I will ask my friend Shusuke if I'm gonna give him a list, and I'm like, would you say it's anime or would you say it's cartoons? I have curiosity because I never done that. Like we always talked about Avatar, we talked about anime, but he never really made it a difference, if that makes sense. So he didn't like, oh well, the American cartoons and anime. It was always just kind of everything was anime.
I guess you can say there's a reason why we have such differentiation over here. We do because
we do. It's so different from our shit.
Not even that, but we can't even get variety over here.
No, we can't.
As soon as we do, that shit get canceled.
Girl, Teen Titans.
All right. Okay. So Ruby. All right, so Ken said y'all haven't watched Ruby, but Ken said cartoon. Okay. Let's do Castlevania.
See, give me something more harder. Castlevania.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. It looks like anime to me.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it looks like anime to me.
And I love telling people it was produced in fucking Texas and watch people get shut.
Hey.
I need an answer. Cartoon or anime?
I would still stick by it as a cartoon.
I mean, I haven't even seen the show, and I wouldn't call it a cartoon.
If anything, it is the first thing I would define as Western anime. If you want to place in the category, it'd be the first thing I would say actually
That's
would
such
be
a strong response.
Western anime, because a lot of it from it's just so much of it is anime from like the first 2 of the 3 pillars that you talk about, Brittany, that would define anime. It strikes 2 of them so much, but that last point of just not originating from Japan is that's the main thing. You're muted, I think.
No,
I think she just lipped it.
Oh, she did.
Because you got my brain going like 100 miles per hour right now. Just
Also,
like,
you should watch
Western
it. You need to watch
anime.
it.
The fuck?
Castlevania.
Wait.
He's
Wait.
frozen now.
Fucking hell.
That's
All
how
these-
it started. Hey, green screen.
Okay, what were we talking about?
You're talking about Castlevania, how you want to
Okay.
consider it a Western anime.
Going from the 3 pillars earlier of like what would define anime, if you kind of remove the aspect of or have to originate from Japan, then it strikes the other 2 pillars very well.
Or I'm actually researching because I'm making a video about romanticizing Japan. And when Japan opened up their borders and basically started letting foreigners come in, Westerners, I was gonna say I'm gonna just say Westerners.
I wasn't here yet.
I wasn't. We weren't brought over yet. So
Well, Yasuke was clearly.
Yeah, we were on the
Watching
way.
his ass and wondering why he's still so dark.
Japan started to become just like, it was romanticized from the Western gaze. And so when I think about, when you said Western anime, it made me think Western people are gonna go over there and take what anime, like what makes anime so special, and then like repackage it and be like, yeah, this is our version of anime, which usually becomes the more profitable one, the more popular one. Like it's not there yet, but it just seems like the beginning of it,
Well,
and
when
it's
you-
just like, ugh,
But
I
when
don't
you,
like that.
Would you consider Avatar as that?
But Avatar came out so long ago. Like
But
it just seems like
it came out back then, but like from what you're saying, how like it's taking the anime concept but kind of repurposing in the Western package. When you think Avatar kind of strikes,
I can give them leeway with they did their research. So I'm just like, okay, they're not just taking something and calling it anime and just, giving it to us. But like just hearing the words Western anime just sounds like we're going over there and taking what's popular and then bringing it to here and be like, well, yeah, this is our version of anime.
As in, like, I can get Brittany's concern, like in that breath, because let's be honest, after Castlevania, you have Blood of Zeus. Netflix is going to keep on churning this type of shit out. Cartoon Network is trying to produce more anime. As in, like, they're getting more cognizant now how marketable that can be. So I can see calling it a Western anime. I, on the flip side, get bothered when they call Western production anime because I think it takes away what we're doing here. Because I hate when people want to compare cartoons and anime, making cartoons sound inferior when it's all just capitalism, capping it out where it is. They won't allow us to have diversity. They don't give a shit about our demographics. They won't allow us to have more because they're trying to make money off of backpacks, off of the kids, because they will spend just as much of mommy and daddy's money of all the little merchandise they can make. They're not trying to peddle it off to us. Now that we all into anime now, and the kids are into anime too, let's make our own shit. I would like to be in this place where it's all obscure and it doesn't even fucking matter. I would love to be in that space, but since we're not, I'm gonna have to still call Castlevania a cartoon based off of where it's at. I'm that stickler. I'm about pretty much not just cultural influence, but where it's produced at. That's why I would consider Yasuke an anime. Sure, it was written by Americanized man, but he flew all the way to Japan to have that shit storyboard, scripted, all that shit over there.
If I can rig this shit in a way that would work, give me a second. I want to play a clip from a show. I don't know if y'all seen it. I want an honest opinion whether or not you think this is anime or cartoon. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna worry about the audio, but so you see massive fight, middle of fighting monsters and shit, so on and so forth. Where do you think that series came from? Where did it originate from?
I know.
Any other guesses?
I would say not America, not Japan.
Good.
Maybe like another country, like one you probably wouldn't think of.
Would you consider it an anime though?
Well, it requires it requires to have the source from Japan. Without that knowledge,
At this point, you asking us, does the aesthetic let's allow it to be anime enough?
With the other pillars of what my definition is of anime, it fits that a lot. Like the way the art style is, like then just it has a more serious notes to it, which most anime does in comparison to cartoon.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Yeah, but the reason I bring it up is because so far the titles that we talked about are American. This anime is called anime. It's called Daily Life of an Immortal King. It was made in China, and it's probably easy to tell from the context clues. There was really no way to help that shit.
Yeah, I mean, like Ken said, anime has started to evolve, and I've seen what's the one that was a Korean manga or Korean comic book?
Several. There's several.
The big one that came out last year.
There's several.
The fighting one. The big one that was the fighting one. The God of something. Okay. God of High School.
God of High School is one.
Yeah, that was the one that I was thinking about, because that was the one that was on the front of Crunchyroll, but not Crunchyroll, Funimation, I think.
No, Crunchyroll. You had it right.
Was it Crunchyroll? Okay, yeah, that one, which I didn't purposely care for, but
you're right in that, because it made sense until niggas started having stands and shit. That was like, yo, y'all doing too much now.
It was. But it was, even when I was watching it, I was just like, I know it's not from Japan or it's not Japanese,
But that's a good point though, because because the source material is Korean, but it was animated by a Japanese company. Mappa is Japanese.
Yeah.
So how would you define that? Would that be anime or not?
I would call it anime. I would call it anime.
Okay, so that's important because we already established that it's content. What defines anime? Is the content? Is it the style? Is it the point of origin? and we kind of and there's been leeways across the board about what you consider to be and what isn't anime. From all of you, to be honest,
we already talked about how like we can't really fit anime into one of those categories. It had to take in from enough for all of those, but also to the point where it's the hard definition of like the old school way of like, is it anime? It has to originate from Japan, or like say from the new definition that I feel like we're starting to evolve into, is doesn't have that requirement.
I think this is a more complicated question than we can actually dive into today, because I'm just like, because I consider that an anime, and I never thought about deeply why I consider that an anime, besides aesthetically and storytelling wise, because it's not Japanese source material. So like it was made in Japan with voice actors.
This goddamn give me a second.
Can't wait.
Fucking Camlet, bro. Please continue.
Yeah, just considering that an anime, it just kind of put a hole in everything I was talking about earlier. So it's just like, oh no, it has to come from Japan. But I just agree with Ken. It's just that it started to evolve, which I'm starting to look at it, differently too. But I'm still trying to hold on to that old definition of Japanese animation, because I feel that the West is coming over. We're snatching it up. We're snatching it up for our own greed, and I just kind of want to preserve anime for them because it's special to them. Like the way we consume anime and how anime is like inherently like a Japanese way of expressing themselves through animation. Like it's just I don't know.
But at the same time,
the industry is doo-doo.
But at
the industry is doo-doo.
Yeah.
So it's like us coming over there taking it don't make no difference. The industry for the animators, doo-doo.
All right, so by that rationale, I mean, the fact is, you say you want to keep it like centric to them, so on and so forth, but 60% of all animations in the world come through Japan or produced in Japan. And that means that's a lot of outsourcing shit. So like if point of origin and all right, so that just fits back to the whole thing. How do you define anime? Is it point of origin? Is it content? Or is it shit? What was the last one?
Stylistic
style. Yeah, the style. Because let's be real, not every you can watch there's like a cookie cutter way to look at anime though, but there's a lot of styles that are unique to whoever the fuck whoever makes it. Like Tite Kubo has his own specific style. Kishimoto has his own specific style. Junji Ito definitely has his own fucking style. Can you argue that style is a defining factor in determining what is anime, or is it something different, or is it entirely left up to personal choice, personal perception on what is an anime, regardless of like where it came from, or what the content is, or what or any of all the above. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dre.
Or we should be asking, does it even fucking matter?
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't fucking matter. We've been at this for an hour. This is gonna be a bitch to edit. I had one more point, one more title, but we can kind of say fuck that because we pretty much got to the heart of this shit. I'm gonna end this shit.
Anyway.
What'd you say?
Say what it is anyway. I just want to know.
Boondocks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's niggatry.
Yes. Can we all say in agreement that the argument itself just doesn't fucking matter?
It doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly.
I was gonna give an example that my kids, they don't even know where the shit's from, but they know it's anime. So it's just like it don't matter.
I just want to say it don't matter. I'm just sick of people just trying to make it important. It don't matter. Just let us have our shit.
Let us enjoy.
Yeah,
you
like
have our
it?
shit.
Yeah, watch it, enjoy it, have fun.
And let us make more shit over here. God damn it! I don't want to have Teen Titans go and My Little Pony my whole damn life over here. Let was have some shit.
Yeah, this was basically a roundabout way to prove a point that I've been saying for years. I'm gonna end this shit with the story. I watch and listen to a podcast called Trash Taste. So one of them, on one of the episodes, the people who host the show, they live in Japan. One of them told a story of how they had asked their Japanese friend, native Japanese friend, what was their favorite anime. The Japanese friend thought about it, and you know what they said? Despicable Me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, encapsulates how much this fucking argument does not matter. So, yes, that is this roundabout episode of Echo 4. Kindly subscribe to us and like the video and get this shit and turn on notifications. You've heard all the shit before. And this is Echo 4 signing off. Deuces.
Deuces.